Traveling can be stressful, so it's always advised to do things which make you comfortable while traveling. And while you are traveling on a plane, you should always make yourself at home to avoid getting sick and fatigue during the flight. But some people take the comfortable too far. It is always necessary to keep other people in mind too. Sometimes something which makes you feel comfortable can make someone else feel uncomfortable. So, there is always some general courtesy guidelines that everyone should follow. Check out these 10 things you should never do on a plane before your next flight. Stay with me till the end of the video. 1. Do not take off your shoes. Yes, it is good to be comfortable during the flight, but taking off your shoes is not what should make you feel comfortable. It does not matter if you are wearing new sneakers and you are sure that your feet do not stink. It is still advised not to take off the shoes because while wearing shoes, your feet automatically has a mechanism to release sweat, which causes an unpleasant odor. Even as a passenger, it's unsanitary. You never know what secretions have made their way onto that floor. Think of it this way, you wouldn't take your shoes off in the middle of a bank. Don't do it on a plane either. There have been many complaints filed by passengers during flights that passengers behind them have rested their feet on the back of their seats. I mean, it's so unethical too. So please avoid doing this on a flight. Try to enter the plane wearing comfortable shoes instead of the tight ones which make your feet uncomfortable. 2. Skip ice in your drink. An EPA study conducted in 2004 discovered that only 15% of 327 aircraft water supplies met health standards. Since the creation of the EPA's Aircraft Drinking Rule Act in 2009, standards have risen, and most planes no longer serve tap water, but their ice cubes are frequently made from the same water. Airplane water tanks are old, and they've tested them, and bacteria is in those tanks. Ferguson explained, "I would definitely drink bottled water. That's why airlines carry so many bottles. Because of this, the airline food tastes so bad." 3. Don't get too drunk. Getting drunk during a flight is a nightmare. If you take one drink, or drinks you think you can easily take without getting the booze effect, then it is okay, but if you drink too much and then you feel the spins, you will have nowhere to lay down and relax for some time. If you think that drinking can bring a solution to your flight anxiety, then it will bring more problems. Also, while drinking on the plane, consider your behavior after consuming the drink. If you are a talkative person after drinking, then it will disturb other people on the plane. Also, people will not like it even if you are a rowdy person after drinking. There are a lot of turbulences during the flight, and maybe this can upset your stomach after drinking. And in the worst case scenario, you will puke, which obviously no one will like on the plane. 4. Avoid wearing contact lenses. If you have weak eyesight or even you wear lenses just for fashion, then please avoid wearing them during the flight. As you know, the air in the cabin is very dry and it can cause irritation in your eyes, and you will have to remain uncomfortable during the whole flight. Moreover, if you are a sky snoozer, then you should also avoid wearing lenses because they are not made to be worn overnight. So if you wear them while sleeping and your eyes get itchy, then you know what will happen next. So please be careful with this. 5. Do not eat food that falls off from the tray. Ugh, yuck. Because the tray table isn't sterilized between flights. Unless you brought your own disinfectant or placemat, let that cookie crumb fall to the tray rather than your plate. The tray table is notorious, said Stephen Morse, an epidemiology professor at Columbia University's Mailman School of Public Health. Ferguson adds that the tray tables are usually only cleaned once a day when the plane stops for the night. Those tray tables are used for a variety of purposes, Ferguson explained. I've seen parents changing babies on top of tray tables during flights. I've seen people stand on tray tables with their bare feet. According to one study, trays contained an average of 2,155 colony-forming units of bacteria per square inch. In comparison, the lavatory flush button has 265 units. Even though all samples tested negative for potentially infectious bacteria like E. coli, you should still avoid that tray. Don't be that person. Instead, follow this plane etiquette the next time you fly. So, we are halfway through the video. I hope you all like it so far. We have 5 more things to discuss, but before moving forward, make sure you have subscribed to the channel and hit that bell. Let's get back to our topic. 6. Do not rush. Sometimes it takes a bit of time to get off the plane, so people rush their way by pushing people in front of them. Everyone is eager to get off the plane, and some people, like you, may have equally pressing matters to attend to. Waiting for the rows in front of you to enter the aisles before starting your own descent is a simple procedure. If the person in front of you is taking their time getting their bags, you should be patient and wait. You can even show a nice gesture by offering them to assist if it expedites everyone's departure, because your pushing is not going to help in any way. 7. Do not listen to loud music. Yes, I know at the start I told you all to get comfortable, but listening to music at extra high volume is not a good thing. Maybe this will make you feel better and kills your time, but for the passenger sitting next to you, it may be annoying. Maybe there are people near you who are tired and want to take some rest, but your music is too loud and not letting them. Other than this, loud music is not good for your health too. Smartphones even show notifications before you pull the music to the highest volume. The notification is to remind you that loud music can damage your ears and your hearing ability also. So think about others and think about your health too. 8. Do not wear shorts. If possible, try to wear clothing that covers any skin that may come into contact with your seat. Seats, like other parts of the plane, aren't cleaned between flights and could harbor germs. I think you have to assume that most surfaces in an aeroplane are probably no cleaner and in most cases not as clean as any other similar public space, simply because they're not cleaned as frequently and people are in very close quarters. More said, we don't normally think about all the normal things we deal with when we sit down in shorts in a seat that's been used by many other people. So it's better for you to wear clothes which cover your body parts so you do not get in contact with the seats. Not just this, try to wear clothes which are baggy and comfortable during the flight. So, what clothes do you prefer to wear during flights? 9. Do not let your kids run. Most parents think that their kids are well-mannered, so it's okay if they run around in the plane during the flight, but as we all know that kids are overly energetic and in such a small space, their running and screaming can disturb other people on board. Although most of the people tend to ignore them, you should be aware of the problems your kids are creating. Remember that some of the passengers on board are also parents, and the vast majority will be sensitive to the situation. Don't, however, take their courtesy for granted. Just because no one complains about your child doesn't mean the situation isn't bothering them. 10. Do not sit your whole flight. Last but not least, deep vein thrombosis, DVT, a type of blood clot that usually forms in your legs, is more likely to occur on an aeroplane. Walking around for a few minutes or standing up to stretch are just good ways to help prevent DVT, which has been dubbed economy class syndrome. Just don't forget to put your shoes on. Also, avoid wearing clothing that restricts circulation while in flight. The most important thing is to move around and move your legs at least once an hour, said Catherine Sonkeast Forrest, MD, a primary care physician at Stanford University Healthcare. If you are unable to get up, you can do exercises in your chair by raising alternate knees to your chest and twisting from side to side. Try these other simple DVT prevention methods. End. So, this was it. These were the top 10 do not do on a flight. So while you take off on your next flight, do watch this video again and avoid doing these things during the flight.